Okay, so for number 1, numbers 1 through 4 all come from part 1. What are the directions there? What does it tell me to do for 1 through 4? Says what? It says it on your paper that I just passed out. Okay, sketch the polynomials on the axis, and then what? And identify all key features. Okay, so let's start with key features. So, and we talked about how to write negative equations yesterday, right? Okay, Emma was the one who caught that mistake? Yeah. Okay. I had to tell my first 2 classes. So on number 1, yesterday when we were doing our key features, what were the first 2? What was the one that went together? Classification and orientation. And classification, remember yesterday we were saying even and odd, right? Today I want you to give me the exact name. So what is the name of this function? It's going to be a cubic, yes. And is it a positive or a negative graph? And how do I know it's positive? Because why? There's no negative outside the parentheses up here, okay? And my end behavior, remember, looks like this, because that has a positive slope, okay? What comes after classification and orientation? End behavior, perfect. And here's how I was talking about it this morning. I think it makes it a little bit easier. So as x goes to the right, or if I look at my right arrow, okay, where's my right arrow going? Is it going up or down? It's going up, so that means y goes to positive infinity. And as I'm going to the left, or looking at my left arrow, where's y going? Where's the left arrow going? Is that going up or down? It is going down, so that means I'm going to negative infinity. Do you understand what I mean about that? Okay. After end behavior, what was next? Intercepts, perfect. And first I have x-intercepts. What are they? 2, 0, multiplicity 2, is that what you said? Okay, and what else? Negative 3, 0. And for my y-intercept, what is that? 0, 6? How do I get y-intercept again? Make my x's zeros. And I solve. So I have negative 2 squared times 3, which is 4 times 3, which is, 12. So I have 0, comma 12. Do I have enough information to graph this? Yes, I do. So my x-axis, I'm going to label it going by 1s. Do you think that'll fit? Yeah. What about my y-axis? I'm going to go by 2s. I could go by 3s. I could go by 4s. I'm going to go by 2s. Okay, so this is graphed at 2, 0 with a multiplicity, and at negative 3, 0, and at 0, positive 12. And where does this graph start? Bottom left. And then I bounce, and there's my cubic. We're going to do number 2 now. What is this classification and orientation? Quartic, and it is negative. Yes, because this has a negative out front. So can you show me with your arms which way does this graph face? Down. Good. Okay, so for my end behavior, my right arrow, as x goes to the right, where does that arrow face? Is it up or down? Where does the right arrow go? Up? Yes, question. Because There's a negative sign right here. Okay. That's how I know. That was a good question. As x goes to the right, where does y go? Does it go up or does it go down? Look at this arrow. Does it go up or does it go down? Oh, it's kind of off the board. It goes down, so it goes to negative infinity. What about as I move to the left? That one also goes down. Finally, I have my intercepts. So what are my x-intercepts? 0, 0. Can I hear from someone I haven't heard from today? What's the next one? Thank you. Someone else. What'd you say? Good. Negative 4, 0. And my last one. Perfect. And what about my y-intercept? It is 0, 0. Does this mean I have multiplicity too? No, it just means that they happen to be the same point. Okay. So, if I go by ones, will they fit on here? Yeah. Okay, so I have 0, 0, 2, 0, negative 4, 0, and negative 1, 0. And if it's a negative quartic, where does it start? Yes, down in the bottom left. Here is my graph. Okay, can you guys try 3 and 4 for me, please? Okay, I made a mistake when I was writing this. You guys said down and I still wrote positive infinity. There should be a negative infinity right there. Sorry, my bad. I copied it wrong. Okay, here is number 3. You guys should have just done it. This is a cubic negative? Yes or no? Okay, and my end behavior, the left arrow goes up or down? The left arrow, bless you. The left arrow goes up, the right arrow goes down. So, as x goes to infinity, f of x goes to negative infinity. And as x goes to negative infinity, f of x goes to positive infinity. For my x-intercepts, why is it doing this today? For my x-intercepts, I have negative 3, 0, negative 2, 0, and positive 1, 0. Is that true? And my y-intercept is what? 0, 6, right? It is not negative 6. And here's why. I have negative times 0 plus 3 times 0 plus 2. So I have like that. Okay, so I have negative 3, negative 2, positive 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And for a cubic negative, where do I start graphing? In the top left or the bottom left? Top left, a negative cubic. And here is my graph. Okay, is that what we got? Okay, once you finish this one, can you do number 4 now, please? Okay, for number 4, this is a quartic positive? Yes or no? Okay. And so in this one, both sides are facing up. So as x goes to the right, y goes up. And as x goes to the left, y still goes up. My x-intercepts are what? Negative 1, 0, multiplicity 2, or you can write it twice, and 4, 0, multiplicity 2, or write it twice. And what's my y-intercept? 0, 8? 0, 16. Because 4 times 4 is 16. Okay, so if I graph this, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. And I'm going to go by 4s for my y-axis. Is that what you guys did? Or did you go by 1s? You went by 4s? Or you didn't graph it? Okay, negative 1, 0 is a point, positive 4, 0 is a point, and 0, positive 16 is a point. And my two x-intercepts have multiplicity. And where do I start graphing this? Top left. So here is my graph. Is that what we got? Can you show me out of 5? How do you feel about these? Okay. Ready for the next part, part 2? The next 3, 5 through 7. Okay, on number 5, what does part 2 ask us to do? State the end behavior, and then what? Find a factored equation. Okay, so my end behavior on number 5, which direction do they go? They both go up, so I have as x goes to infinity, so does y. And as x goes to negative infinity, so does y. And this asks for factored form, right? So I have f of x. Do I have to use f of x every time? Or can I use g of x? Or can I use h of x? Or can I use m of x? Something of x. Okay, so f of x equals, what's my first factor? X plus 3. What's my second factor? X plus 2. Then what? X plus 1. And then what? X minus 1. Do I have to use the y-intercept? No, it's just there to look pretty. No, it's part of our key features, but it does not go into the factored equation, okay? So please don't put y plus 6, because I saw that on the test. Okay. The y-intercept is just a point and a key feature. It's not part of factored form. On number 6, for my end behavior, as x goes to the right, where does y go? Is it up or down? Up to positive infinity. And what about as x goes to the left? It goes down to negative infinity. And my function, f of x, and I'm just using f because it's easier. What's my first one? X? Oh, because it goes through 0. Okay, then what? Then x plus 2 and x minus 2. Okay, so this x comes from here, my origin root. Could I write x plus 0? Yes. Can I write x minus 0? Yes. Can I write just an x? Yes. Any of those 3 things are okay. Now, for the rest of this, I'm going to give you about 5 or 6 minutes. Can you guys do numbers 7 through 9, please? Can you do the last 2 as well? Thank you. Okay, number 7 is this. To negative infinity and negative infinity. Is that what you got? Okay, good. And I have f of x equals x plus 4 times x plus 2 times x minus 1 times x minus 3. Is that right? Plus 4, plus 2, minus 1, and minus 3. Okay, are you done with 8 and 9 yet? Do you need 30 more seconds? Thank you. I did forget a negative. It's a negative graph, so it has a negative right here. Thank you. You need to remember that on your tests. Okay, finally, 8 and 9. We have to find if it's even or odd, positive or negative, the zeros, and the actual degree. So number 8 is odd, positive. The zeros are x equals -2, 0, 0, 4 and 6, or 0 multiplicity 2, you could write that twice. And this is a 5th degree. Is that what you got? Yes or no? And number 9 is an even negative. Okay. And those zeros are x equals -2, 0, 2, and 2, or 2 multiplicity 2. And this is a 4th degree or quartic, yes? Okay, did we get that right? Do you have any questions about it? Okay, that's all for today. The back side is tomorrow's note, so please don't lose this.